Show us your tips. Daggy Beaver with you for weekend preview. Just busy solving the world's problems off air, but here we are now to talk racing, Beaver. What's going on?
Oh, mate, other than solving the world's problems, trying to solve some punting problems as well, mate. But I think we're doing a pretty good job of it at the moment.
All right. Yeah, last week was a bit tough, but I think you actually had a decent enough weekend.
Yes.
Overall, so this is Eagle Farm is a problem. It's quite the card, actually. It was enjoyable enough to get through, but I don't think it's a great card when you try and defend a lead in a PCTC tipping comp because they could be coming from everywhere in this.
Yes.
In this card, but anyway, we'll see how we go. It's there's some rain around late tomorrow, I believe. Track's currently soft, rails true. As long as the track holds up, which I think if the rain comes, I'm quite concerned they're going to be coming right down the outside. So I've been looking for outside gates. But I'll see how it plays out. What do you make of this Eagle Farm card?
Yeah, I thought the same. I thought it was tricky, although there's always plenty of chances in these types of fields up at Eagle Farm. We saw that last week. You know, a lot of horses around that 10 to 1 mark seem to run well and get the chockies on a lot of cases. And I think, it could be a similar card here, just looking around those prices. But then again, I think there's a few standouts here that I've marked as well.
Yeah, I think if half this card, you're going to be backing multiple horses and trying to cover a couple at an each way price, I think. But we'll kick off with the mile benchmark 85, which looks a lot like the same mile benchmark 85 that's been starting the last few weeks at Doomben and Sunshine Coast, whatever. You've got similar field here. We've lost Hollywood Hero, but how are you going to start the day?
Yeah, I couldn't find anything really outside the market that I could even get keen on here. So I've settled with the two favoured ones, Poison Chalice and Tenzing. I've gone for Poison Chalice purely because one of my favourite trainers comes here behind a pretty good horse in Who Dares. So I thought that was a pretty good run up the straight there. And then it was a nice win before it went out after a spell. So resumed well, second up here. Hopefully he's okay part of the track. And I've got it on top, Tenzing, the hardest to beat. It was quite impressive last start. Finished off nicely. So I think it's the main danger.
Come up the same way. I mean, obviously through the lead up, Tenzing was very impressive. But I've looked at the different form as well. I was quite keen on Hollywood Hero, actually, had it been here. But left with Poison Chalice, as you said. Nice resumption over 1,200. It would have had the tick over and the trip to Queensland. I think it's a good day for Mickey D, actually, throughout the card. So if he has a big day, I think I will too. So we'll put it on top, Poison Chalice from Tenzing as well. The second is a benchmark 78, where I can make a case for quite a few here, actually. So I'm going to look to play at a price, a couple here. First of all, it's the top weight at 20s. Hollywood North comes through now third up. Chased Zoe's Promise last time out. Didn't have the clearest of air. Swooper's Gate here. I'm going to look to cover it. I think Warby will run well as well. And Blinkers going on Coty at a price was the other one I was sort of looking at, which has been back just looking at this. So, yeah, looking to play around predominantly those three. Could also have something on the Kiwi horse if it ends up here. Geriatrics as well. I thought he was interesting. But who have you found?
Yeah, lots around that $10 mark that I just mentioned that's all come up with a chance here. I've gone for number 17.
Yeah.
Sharif Goma.
Yeah.
Thought the first up run was pretty decent there at Ipswich. Ran on nicely from midfield. Only just missed out really in a sort of bit of a blanket finish. So I think it's a real live chance here. Goes well, second up, hasn't missed a placing. Should be okay in the soft ground. And I thought the Wallet-Rowilla combination might prove hard to beat here around the 10s.
Absolutely. It wouldn't shock me if it actually comes out and smashes these. I was just looking at the market. I actually thought it was favourite. A big price here at $10.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
In my head, I thought it would be closer to favourite. Cool. The third is the Group 3 Premiers Cup, 2,400 metres. I think there's a bit of a tail in this race. I think there's only a couple of maybe 2.5 chances. I'm going to put Spirit Ridge on top. I know it's got the outside gate, but I thought with Knight's Order drawn out there with it, it can tag across and hopefully get into a decent 1-1 sort of spot. If it does, it was a fairly strong win last time out. Honest horse, we know it well enough through Sydney form. And as I said, at the each way price, we'll put it on top. I think He's a Shocker's a live chance. We got stuck back to the inside, which wasn't the place to be in the lead up. It does feel a touch short, but out to 2,400 metres should suit. And Bonnie Ezra is going quite well too, and has had the 2,400 metre run. Looks a big price to me. I think they're the three key hopes, to be honest. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I had those three as key hopes as well. I had one more that I wanted to add in there, and that was number 4, Captain Envious. I think it can run well as well. I'm sticking with Bonnie Ezra at the 16s.
Yeah.
I tipped it last start and it won nicely, and that was a good win. Doesn't mind the sting out of the ground, and I think it sets up quite interestingly again here. Certainly Spirit Ridge, gate 18 was 60 was my only question mark. So just going to need a little bit of luck depending on where it gets to in running. And that's probably why you get 750, to be honest.
Yes,
Third
absolutely.
up's good. If it gets a spot, it probably should be $5. So I think getting good price there. And yeah, He's a Shocker's a consistent horse going okay.
The fourth is the Lord Mayor's Cup over 1,800 metres. Who do you like here?
Yeah, going with Shockamova, tipped it last start. That was impressive last start. Comes up to Queensland now. This is a progressive type. I think it's got a bit of ability, Shockamova, and I think this sets up nicely for it. Certainly going to be hard to beat. Just Folk can run well. It's a consistent horse and ran nicely last start. And not bad behind beating Detonator Jack 2 starts back, so it can go well. And I thought Territory Express can run well as well. It's got a bit of an ability, this horse. Won a nice race at Randwick two back, and then came to Doomben and ran well behind Gringotts. This horse has got some ability, so don't leave it out.
I've gone with you. I don't have much more to add. Shock 'em over on top. It was. I know it was in the best part of the track, but it brained them at Caulfield. Tick over trial since comes up here, and I think any sting out of the ground isn't a bad thing as well. So we'll put it on top from Just Folk. Nash jumps back on. Wetsuits will run well, and Adelaide Rivers, a scary horse, has some proper Group 1 French form there, and may blow them away. But of late, they generally have needed the run. Kicking off in Australia, so we'll watch and learn with it. But yeah, I think a nice betting chance covering those two. We've got the Group 2 1,400 metre Sire's Produce Stakes up next, and very keen here on this top weight broadsiding. Keeps getting better and better as it got out towards a mile. It started really improving, freshen up, and the trial since was beautiful. Really mowed through the line. Gate 21 is probably why you're getting a price. I think if it turns up, and we did learn with Anisa a couple of weeks back, but I think it's better than these. And going to get a win. It was not much. I don't think I have anything else to add here, to be honest. Anything else might be this Queensland horse, actually, which kicks off. Can't recall one, in its 20s. Throw it into the Quinella.
Yeah, I think you're sort of right on the right path here. I know that obviously the gate for broadsiding is the concern out in 20 now with the one scratching so far. There may be more 2 scratchings, but maybe more. But it appears a lot of the main dangers also drawn pretty wide, sort of.
I reckon by this time you want to be out there anyway.
And it may
can't
be
imagine
that may be the
winning
case.
on the rails.
I had broadsiding on top, but the 2 dangers I had was Brutal Bowler, the Lees trained. I thought that was a good started favourite last start at Sunshine Coast. Really liked the way it hit the line. I think it's got some upside and can continue to take steps forward. And I thought Megastar Heart, similar vein, comes from Sydney. First up, ran second at Kembla, and then won at Randwick over 1,400. Again, looks like a horse that might have some further improvement.
Stable's just starting to fly as well, the Neesham stable. Seem to be winning every time I turn the races on. The first leg of the Quaddies, a Fred Best Classic, 1,400 metres for the 3-year-olds. Plenty of our old mates here, including my good friend Amur. Who have you found?
Yeah, tough race this one. Really good one. Amur was good last start, wasn't it?
It was very good. I don't like Gate 1 though. Gate 1 here is not good.
Yeah. I've gone for Steffi. Just thought the run last start was so good behind Bella Nipotina. Only a length and a half there. Has good form second up. previously as well. And I just think Group 1 company back into Group 3 here is going to be hard to beat. Main Danger Corniche, that was a
Absolutely.
good run last start.
Yep.
Very impressed with that. Again, gets probably the right draw here. So it's going to be hardest to beat. Probably just going to watch the party go round.
I was going to ask you, your old mate there.
I thought it was a bit flat last start.
Yeah, if it was a horse I thought it was, it should have brained him, I would have thought.
Yeah.
First up, I know it was a long time off and 1400 suits much better, but I'll watch as well. I like Corniche. I really like that win last time out. Owned that race, and I think you can springboard from there. So I'll put it on top. I think Schwartz, obviously tied to it, can run well off the win at Hawkesbury. And I actually like the resumption of bases loaded at a price. That was over nearly 18 months off and held its ground pretty well. I think it might be a run too soon, but worth throwing in the quaddie when we get there. As I said, Amur was a good win, but Gate 1 leaves me a bit flat in this one. Feature is the Kingsford Smith Cup, Group 1, 1,300 metres. I wish I win's drawn Gate 1 again. 3 of its last 4 starts, hasn't won any of them, and I don't particularly like it here either. I've gone for Magic Time. I think the wet tracker, if the rain comes, I think it's drawn ideally. Mickey D's on. The trial was very nice as a tick over on the way up here, and I'm going to put it on top. From Bella Nipotina, I believe, is getting vetted, so that's a concern, but did win well a couple of weeks ago. And Espion and X-Best, but there's just always an excuse for that horse these days, so the friendship is a little bit, over. Yep, Magic Time on top. Who do you like?
Yeah, wow. Tricky race, this one. A lot of good horses here. I have stuck with I Wish I Win.
Yep.
I just think out to the 1,300 now suits. The one gate, yep, bit concerned there because it wasn't in the best part of the track last start. Did hit the front, and I think if that goes to 1,300, I think it probably comes back and beats Bella Nipotina. I like the way it was holding ground on the line. So I have got it on top. And then I just looked for a couple of odds here. I thought Antino can run well. That was a good win first up, and Gate 12 looks pretty good. And I haven't ruled out Tuvalu. That was a good resumption.
It was a good resumption.
And I was pretty impressed. It was going well on the line, and I think it probably jumps out and leads these here. And it may get away with quite a decent enough sectionals. And if it does, they might find it hard to run down. Loves the sting out of the ground. It has a lot of ticks in its favour.
You've talked me into it in the quaddie. There's actually not a lot of pace at all. I think Tuvalu and Uncommon James are probably it, unless Osipenko tries, but I couldn't imagine it being quick enough here.
No, Tuvalu goes to the front here.
Yeah. Interesting. Good race, though. Good race. As good. Most of these will be in the Everest, I'd say, because who's left? So it's an interesting lead-up. The 2,400 metre Queensland Derby is the other feature on the card. Who have you found?
Yeah, look, I'm going Autumn Angel out of the 2,400 now. Good run last start. You could see it just wanted the extra 400. The winner was good. And certainly the Main Danger here, I can't see anything else beating any of these two. They're the clear on top here, but Autumn Angel for me got a big rap on this horse.
I am looking at a boil over, and I ended up. I think first of all, Autumn Angel will turn the tables on Tannhauser 2,500 metre suits, and it was stronger through the line at 2,000. I think we've seen it at 24, but I ended up finding these two Kiwi horses. First innings has come over here, had a kill at Ipswich, where it's quite soft and had the 2,200 metre run. And that led me to find the horse that beat at home in New Zealand, which is Moonlight Magic, and its 30s, gets Mickey D from the outside gate and has formed through Orchestral. So both $20+. I'll have something on each of them, and Autumn Angel will be the other one for the quaddie. I think the rest of these are well and truly aren't the same class as Autumn Angel. So we'll just see if we can find one of these Kiwis and knock it off. Let's finish with the Helen Coghlan Stakes, which is 1,200 metres for the girls. And I'm a fan of Koi Volante. I think it's a top horse, a while off, but the trials were fine. I think it can posse up here just behind the pace. And nice enough run if it handles the conditions. If any rain comes, I think we'll be right in the finish. I think Revolutionary Miss is the Main Danger. just the honest stalker that always manages to find a nice spot, will run well. It's double figures, and gate 13 shouldn't be an issue this time of day. Yeah, I think that's the race. I'm fairly keen, actually.
Yeah, I'm keen on Comrade Rosa.
Okay.
Thought the first up run in a Group 2 was pretty good behind Antino. Ran on from midfield, finished just behind the placings. I thought that was a credible first up run. Second up goes even better. And I think this is a good target for it. Out to the 1200 here is fine. Got it on top and thought the price was fairly decent. So Comrade Rosa for me in the last.
Very good. The quaddie for Eagle Farm. First leg, we're going to go, we'll throw Stapati in. Number 3, 4 Kanish, 5 Amur, 7 Schwartz, 8 Salui, who was 3 wide outside lead last time, 11 bases loaded, 17 Steffi Magnetica. Second leg, look, I'm happy to take on I Wish I Win here, but just for you, Beaver, I put in 1 I Wish I Win, 3 Tuvalu, 9 Bella Nipotina, 11 Magic Time. Third leg will go the 2 Kiwis, which are first innings, number 12, and Moonlight Magic, number 17, Autumn Angel, number 18. We'll try and skinny up there. And come home with 1 Revolutionary Miss, 2 Comrade Rosa, 4 Curvolante, and 7 Essione, who's a lovely style of a horse, and the trial wasn't bad at 50s. My best, and a tricky day to really stamp a best, I think, race 5, number 1 Broadsiding, in the blue colours there. Value race 3, number 1 Spirit Ridge, around a $7 mark. Who have you found?
I've gone for race 8, number 18 Autumn Angel as my best bet. And my value bets, I'm going to just go for one in race 7, number 3 Tuvalu, each way.
Brilliant. Let's head down to Melbourne, where the rail is in a 9-metre position at Caulfield. Good track. Apparently the weather's all right. I think Sydney's going to cop it worse than Melbourne this weekend with rain.
Yep.
We're going to kick off with the 1,100 metres for the 2-year-olds. I have no idea. Do you have any?
Tricky first up race, plenty of chances. I settled on 2 I thought that hold the key. I'm going for Husk. I like the Sydney form when it was first up and then came down to Sandown, sat on the pace and kicked away. I think that was a nice win. I think it can do that again here. I got it on top. Main danger, Mellifluence from the Cummings stable. That was a nice win first up at Canterbury, went well back, so looks smart and resuming here. I think they might fight it out.
Yeah, I think when it comes to putting my tips in tomorrow, I think number 2 will be the number I put in the box. I found a lot of Godolphin tomorrow, so they're just starting to bounce back, so give them strength.
Yeah.
The second is the mile benchmark 78, and I've talked myself into Stylish getting complete control of this race here. I think it rolls forward, comes off was it over in Adelaide? Yeah, the group.
Yep.
Yeah, the group race there. I think it gets a much softer run, dropping grade, rolls around here, and with the rail out, that should be some all in its favour. Jump lead win. We'll go number 3 Stylish on top.
Yeah, tricky race here. I've gone for Sub Rising. Here, 5th up, like the one you mentioned, but I like the win last start at Ballarat. Beats Also Clear, who's been going pretty good of late, and been in and around the money prior to that. So in an open affair, Sub Rising for me to make it 2 straight.
1,400 metre benchmark 70 is next. Who have you found here?
They're going for the favourite here, Episodic, coming over from Adelaide. That was a good run last start. Three from 3 this prep. Looked to be in a bit of a trouble there at Morphettville last start. And when it got the gap, it exploded. Might be a little bit better company here, but Gate 1 maybe sitting in there just behind the pace somewhere. And if it gets the opening again, I think it puts these away.
Yeah, I agree. I think I can trust Damien Lane not to waste Gate 1, I think. So I think it'll pause you right up. And as you said, should win. Subliminal's a danger for me. I think it's finally hit its straps and racing really well. The 4th, 1,100 metres, benchmark 78. And I think there's 2 hopes here. I'm going to put Heart of Glass on top, who's been backed actually since I've done the form. But just lobs in I think the 1,100 metre suits after a couple of nice 1,000 metre wins. Gets into a good spot here with the claim and will run well. And as a market suggests, Jewelry, the main danger, 2 good runs in Sydney. And I think that Sydney form's actually better than this race. So it winning this would not shock me in the slightest, Beaver.
I did the same, and for exactly the same reason as you. I liked the claim for harder glass, and I thought it just had the better barrier, and that had me slightly in favour of Jewelry, who, you're right, I think the form in Sydney is better than this form. So I think it'll be chasing harder glass at some stage, just whether it can get past it.
The fifth is a 1200 metre 78. Who do you like here?
Yeah, going for a one at 20s here, resuming first mate, number 10.
Okay, yeah.
It's got some okay form in decent company over a bit further than this, but behind Holy Man's and Dashing. And if you look at the trial, pretty impressive trial. So I think it might be ready for a good first up tilt here. And so I've got it on top in 20s in what's a really open race here. Potentially Main Danger, maybe Prancing Spirit. I reckon it gets to the right race now and the right setup. So it's the Main Danger.
Beautiful. I've gone with Mars Mission. As long as Dean Yendor goes forward, the gate does scare me for the Hawks team, but I think it comes down from a couple of decent runs in Sydney. Just nabbed late last time out at Kenzo, I believe, and it can take up. I think it can get across and sit outside lead here just about. So if it does that, I think it's going to be in the finish. Bill Bay's racing well, not a lot of luck last time out. And for my own sanity, back to 78 grade, I'll have $1 each way on Frankie Pino as well. The 6 is 1100 metres, handicap actually, and Twin Perfection on top for me. I think if it draws wider, it wins. Last time out with some clear air, didn't get the best of luck. Super honest horse, perfect gate now in 6. Nice each way play for me. Extremely lucky comes over here. Flat run last time out. If the swoopers are in play, we'll make it the Danger. It wouldn't shock me if Keep Reading gets complete control in a race without a great deal of upfront pace, to be honest. Who are you thinking?
I'm going to go with Ashford Street. I thought it chased the line and hit the line pretty hard there first up. Had the right run and did all the right things, but I'm hoping it from gate 8 will do the same there again. I think it gets the 3 kilo claim here, so get in nicely at the weights at 56. So I think it can run well again, and I expect to see it in around the placings. Vivian, obviously, a Danger. And I think Senegalia can run better. Willing to forgive the run in the Wangoon, won by Tuvalu, which we talked about earlier, and I think it can sort of be in and about.
Beautiful. The 7th is a benchmark 100 over the mile. Who have you come up with?
Yeah, come up with St Lawrence here. Got it on top. Resumed nicely behind Waterford last start. That was a good run. So might be getting back to some of its better form, hopefully this time in. Wasn't at its best last time in. I think if it's at its best, it can take care of this field. And from gate 3, 54.5 lane on board, I think it sets up nicely.
Yep, only one Danger, and I think that's Jimmy the Bear, who gets, I think, a perfect run, just lobs straight behind, highlights, and the other thing that goes forward, Dashing. So I think they're the two hopes. The only two I'll probably entertain for a quaddie, to be honest. So 7 from 3 for me as well. The 8th, we've only got 9 to get through here. The 8th is a 1200 metre race for the 3-year-olds. And I'm going to go with Pivot City, who had to sit wide there chasing Skybird last time out. Gets a better run here. Damien Lane jumps on. I think it can bounce back. The win before was pretty soft. And if I'm finding some danger, she's or Shenanigans needs a win, but gets the right run here. And the lightly raced Sioux Spirit's been scratched, so disregard. Who have you found?
Yeah, I've got Pivot City on top as well. I think this is a good race for it. Good setup here. Way back in grade here. And handles the weight. So gate 7 looks perfect here. Looks to get the right run, and I think it looks a little bit better than these. Main Danger I had is number 14, Petrana, resuming. A bit concerned by the wide gate, but again, it's raced in some decent company and only lightly raced and gone all right. So I had it in there as well.
Beauty. We're going to wrap up with a 2,000 metre benchmark 84. Who are you finishing off with?
Yeah, finishing with Mirzann here. I think ready to win now. I know Amberite beat it last start, but this looks perfect. Held up at a vital stage, I think, last start, and was a little bit further back. 2,000 metres here. Yeah, ready to win. And gate 5, Damien Lane Waller I think can finish us off with a win in the last.
Yeah, I have a feeling it might. But to be honest, the more I think about it, it might come out and blow them away. Be ready third up here, D lane, as you say. Danger Savoir Faire, who was very impressive last time out. I was a bit upset I missed it at the price, but gate one, perfect run, will put it as next best from Mirzann. You got your quaddie for Melbourne.
Yeah, I do have my quaddie for Melbourne. I'm going first leg race 6, number 1, Ashford Street. Number 4, Viviane. Number 5, Senegalia. Number 8, Twin Perfection. In the second leg, which is race 7, I'm going number 1, Munamek. Number 3, Jimmy the Bear. Number 7, St. Lawrence. Number 9, Highlights. In the third leg, I'm going number 1, She's All Shenanigans. Number 2, Pivot City. Number 3, Heuristic. Number 8, British Angel. And number 14, Batrana. And finishing off, I'm going number 14, Amberite, and number 15, Mirzann.
Beautiful. My best, we'll make it race 2, number 3, Stylish. I think if it gets control. Tricky race, tricky day for a best. I think episodic runs well too. Value, race 5, number 7, Mars Mission will do. Who have you found?
Yeah, I'm going my best bet, race 9, number 15, Mirzann. Got it on top. And my value comes up in race 5 also, number 10, First Mate.
Very good. Anything at Sydney?
Yeah, I did have a quick look at Sydney, come up with a few there. Race 2, number 1, Emirate. I think it can make it 2 from 2. Race 3, number 1, Rematch. I think it will be hard to beat. Race 5, number 3, Left Field, around the $6 mark. I think it's going to be hard to beat. And my best in Sydney is race 7, number 3, Waterford. Should have won last start.
Absolutely. I agree. 7-3 Waterford. I think race 4, number 8, Mogwai can run a decent race at a price there coming back to town. Beautiful, Beaver. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, punters. Subscribe to the channel. Leave us some feedback. Tell us your best bets below and all that good stuff. And we'll be back next week to do it all again. Catch you guys.
Good.